Miles on the mailbox, name rusted clean off, porch swing hanging crooked like it had enough. Boots sink in the black mud every step. Something breathes. Old house with one eye open, watching me through the trees. Down in the swamp of the forgotten, where every lost thing goes to hide. All of my ghosts hang from those cypress branches, drip from the roots when the water runs high. Swamp of the forgotten, got my name written deep in the mire. Bottle in a brown sack, half buried by the dock. Label gone to mildew, but it still ticks like a clock. I hear my mama's whisper in a frog choke. Low draw, boy, this place remembers every time you tried to crawl. Yeah. Down in the swamp of the forgotten, where every lost thing goes to hide. All of my ghosts hang from those cypress branches, drip from the roots when the water runs high. Swamp of the forgotten, got my name written deep in the mire. Fireflies float like bad ideas, won't die, just circle back. I keep leaving pieces here till I'm just a hat and a track. Head down in the swamp of the forgotten, where every lost thing goes to hide. All of my ghosts hang from those cypress branches, drip from the roots when the water runs high. Swamp of the forgotten, got my heart sunk, stuck in the mire. I walked 1,000 roads I swore would make me who I am. Every promise turned to smoke between my calloused hands. I thought that grit and stubborn pride were armor strong enough, but even steel corrodes with time when it's never touched by love. I've carried debts I didn't owe and worn masks I didn't choose, fought battles with invisible foes, only to feel I'd lose. Every victory felt hollow, every step a heavier load, and the man I thought I'd become was buried down that road. Strength isn't standing rigid, it's bending without shame. It's knowing when let go and admit the heart's on flame. These are the ashes of my old resolve, the remnants of the man I was, burned away by truth and pain, by choices I almost lost. I can rebuild from what remains, from the fire that's still inside, a stronger man emerging from the ashes I can't hide. I've hurt the ones I loved most with silence dressed in pride, kept my fears like treasures and my tears locked inside. But silence grows like poison and pride becomes a chain. I've learned its strength to loosen what I thought I had to maintain. Now I stand with clearer vision, not invincible, not free, but wiser for the battles that shape the man I see. The past is still a teacher, the scars a testament, that even in destruction a man can reinvent. Ashes don't mean ending, they're just the ground for seed. Even when you're burned and broken, you can plant what you need. And if humility is courage and pain can be your guide, then rising from the ruins is where true strength resides. These are the ashes of my old resolve, but I don't mourn what's gone. I carry fire instead of weight, I carry light to dawn. I'll be a man who learns from loss, not blinded by regret. From the ashes of my old resolve, I'll rise without forgetting, yeah. So if my voice sounds tempered and my step more sure than before, it's not the past that holds me down, it's the lessons I explore. I've burned, I've bled, I've fallen, but from the fire I evolve, a man remade, refined and whole, from ashes that resolve. Rain tapping on a taxi roof, like it's asking for the truth. Streetlights blur in amber glow. Where did all our good days go? Your silhouette in silver rain still walks circles in my brain. I said love would slow me down, now I'm lost without you around. Hotel lobby, marble cold, smiling like my heart was sold. You stood quiet, suitcase tight, eyes reflecting neon light. You said, I just need honesty. I said, you worry too much about me. Now those words come back like thunder, tearing me under. I wore my pride like polished steel, too blind to feel what's real. Thought you'd always understand, never planned. Silhouette in the rain, calling out my name again. I had your warmth against my skin. Now the night just settles in. The blues fall heavy, dark and slow, like a truth I didn't show. I let the only heaven I knew fade into the blue. Barroom clock past 2 a.m. Every tick condemns my sin. Your laughter drifts across the floor like it's knocking at the door. I chased applause and cheap acclaim, fed my ego, starved the flame. Now I trade it all tonight to hold you tight. If I could stand where I once lied, drop this armor made of pride, I'd fall down on my knees and beg your heart to hear my pleas. But time don't turn for broken men, it just writes the end. Silhouette in the rain, echo of a love in pain. I had forever in my hand, now I barely stand. The blues keep whispering your name through every drop that falls the same. I was crowned inside my own demand. Now I'm just a lonely man. Rain keeps falling soft and thin, like forgiveness wearing thin. In the dark where shadows remain, I see your silhouette in the rain. I walk with my shoulders square, chest pressed tight against the world. People see the armor I've made, the silence neatly curled. But beneath the surface, shadows move, old fears I never fight. Even in the strongest posture, there's a man who prays at night. I built my life on discipline, on keeping every pain inside. Swallowed truths I couldn't speak, and swallowed pride with every stride. They say control is character, that grit is all a man needs. But control is just a fortress where the soul quietly bleeds. It's not the weight of the world outside that breaks a man in two. It's the things he keeps within that demand his quiet truth. Beneath the surface of a man lies a heart he hides so well. The battles of regrets, the love he's too afraid to tell. It's not weakness to admit the cracks or let someone see the pain. Strength grows in honesty, not just standing in the rain. I watched my father walk this path, never showing he could bend. Taught me to be unshakable even when you cannot pretend. But I learned the hard lesson that courage is more than grit. It's letting the people who love you see the parts you never admit. My son asks me questions now with eyes that pierce my pride. I tell him stories of my scars and don't try to hide, because a measure of a man is not what he survives, it's what he lets others witness when the armor takes a dive. Maybe real strength is fragile, maybe it bends to last. Maybe life is not a race, but a road to face the past. And maybe every man should know it's not the storm outside, it's a calm to share your heart where the truth resides. Beneath the surface of a man lies a story deeply sown, not the victories he brags about, but the fears he's always known. And if he dares to show the cracks, he's no less of a man. For strength is what he builds again, with a heart he lets expand. My voice is low tonight, and my gaze not as tall. Know that beneath this surface I am human after all. And if strength is truly measured by the courage to withstand, then I am a stronger man for letting you see the man. candles trembling at the front, like the truth I used to blunt. Wooden pew beneath my hands, shaking more than I had planned. You said love was sacred fire, not a tool for my desire. I played preacher in the night, but never lived it right. Choir robes and white and gold, singing stories centuries old. Every harmony so pure makes my conscience less secure. You forgave me time again, believed I'd grow from where I'd been. I kept walking crooked lines, chasing hollow signs.
Now the altar's in my sight, bathed in mercy light,
and I feel the weight of every lie I justified. Pastor says confess you're wrong. I've been wrong for far too long. Her tears echo through the hymn, sharper than the rim. I chose ego over grace, left devotion in disgrace. Now the altar stands so wide, with no one by my side. If love was ever heaven sent,
then I was heaven bent.
but if grace can still restore
What I ignored,
let it break me first before I burst. This is my sinner's altar blues, for the vows I did abuse. I had faith within her eyes, buried it in lies. Let the organ swell and rise, carry sorrow to the skies. Even if she's gone for good, make me understood. Candles fading one by one, like the damage done. Broken man at altar rail, praying not to fail. I walk the streets at midnight, neon dripping like blood on wet stone. Reflections stare back at me, faces I've never fully known. Every shadow hides a question, every mirror whispers doubt. I'm chasing pieces of a man I've lost and can't figure out. I've carried names that weren't mine, lives I borrowed to survive. I wore masks to fit the world, but never let my soul arrive. The city hums beneath my feet, a soundtrack to my fear. I ask the wind for answers, but it only breathes my tears. Who am I beneath the weight, beneath the mass and the chain? Do I exist in the echo, or only in the pain? Echoes of myself I search in vain. Through nights of fire, through endless rain. I am heavy, I am hollow, I am lost, I am found, a man wandering without sound. Every step a revelation, every breath a fight. I seek the self I'm buried in the silence of the night. The skyline bleeds in amber light. I trace my hands along the walls. Graffiti speaks in broken tongues, stories of men who took the fall. I hear a voice, maybe mine, whispering truths I need to see. The man I am, the man I want, collide inside this shadowed street. Maybe identity is forged in fire, maybe the path is full of lies. Maybe a man becomes himself only when the old self dies. Echoes of myself I search in vain. Through nights of fire, through endless rain. I am heavy, I am hollow, I am lost, I am found, a man wandering without sound. Every step a revelation, every breath a fight. I seek the self I bury in the silence of the night. The city sleeps, the lights dim low. I am still walking, letting darkness show. Echoes of myself in every street, a man incomplete, but still on his feet. walls talk back every time I breathe your name. Same four words bouncing off my own mistakes. You say it's fine, I hear sirens in that phrase. I chase you around the same 3 feet of space. Got an echo chamber heart, every stay comes back as lead. I keep calling this a start, but it circles me. All this love just ricochets till it tears itself apart. You say, baby, don't be scared. Inside this echo chamber heart, you look tired in the glare of the TV glow. Mouth says love, but your shoulders say I don't know. Your kiss lands like it's practice, like it's stage. My trust cracks in that half-second delay. Got an echo chamber heart, every state comes back as lead. I keep calling this a start, but it circles me. All this love just ricochets till it tears itself apart. You say, baby, don't be scared. Inside this echo chamber heart, maybe I'm the room, twisting every word you choose. Maybe you're the one learning how to hide the bruise. We talking loose till the silence sounds the same. Every truth we try to say comes back changed. Got an echo chamber heart, every stay comes back as leaf. I keep calling this a start, but it circles me. All this love just ricochets till it tears itself apart. You touch my face, say I'm right here, but you're miles and miles apart. And it's louder in the dark inside this echo chamber heart. I bring the night inside my bones, even when the sun is high, carrying ghosts from roads I walked beneath an open sky. Every mile a lesson learned, every wrong a stone. Then I place them in my pockets to keep my heart alone. I've smiled through hollow laughter, I've nodded when I should speak. I build a wall around my soul to guard the man I keep. They call me steady, unshakable, the one who never breaks. But strength is not immunity, it's the shadow a man takes. No one sees the burden carried when the world turns its back. No one hears the silent battles or the way a man cracks. These are the shadows I carried home, the stories no one knows, the nights I fought alone, the weight that only grows. I've learned to stand in the dark, to face the pain I've sown, but the heaviest battles are the ones you carry home. My father left me lessons written in quiet scars. He never taught me to speak my fear, just to reach for stars. I thought that strength was measured by the weight I could withstand, till I realized the man can falter even while he stands. My boy will ask me someday, what makes a man real strong? I'll tell him it's honesty, not pretending all along. It's facing every shadow, letting yourself be known. It's standing with your story, even when you're alone. Maybe courage isn't loud, maybe it's the quiet fight, the whispered vow to keep moving when no one sees your night. And maybe being a man is less about control and more about carrying all the pieces of your soul. These are the shadows I carried home, the burdens of my past, the regrets, the losses, the love I hid, the ones that seem to last. But standing here in honesty, I leave some weight behind for a man who knows his shadows is a man who's truly alive. So if my eyes look heavier and my voice carries low, it's not the world that bends me, it's the truths I finally show. And if strength is measured rightly, it's the courage to atone for all the shadows a man carried and the light he brought.